Hello, my name is Sam. I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother, and I'm an educator. And today I'm going to read for you Koala Lou by Mem Fox. If you've watched some of my videos already, you may have noticed that I've read a story about a koala, but I had to change the book. So here is my new koala book. The learning activity at the end remains the same though. Here we go, Koala Lou. There was once a baby koala, so soft and round that all who saw her loved her. Her name was Koala Lou. The emu loved her, the platypus loved her, and even tough little koala claws next door loved her. But it was her mother who loved her most of all. 100 times a day she would laugh and shake her head and say, "Koala Lou, I do love you." Whenever she stretched in the early morning sun or climbed a gum tree or bravely went down the track all by herself, her mother would smile and say, "Koala Lou, I do love you." The years passed and other koalas were born, brothers and sisters for Koala Lou. Soon her mother was so busy she didn't have time to tell Koala Lou that she loved her, although of course she did. Every night as she curled up under the stars, Koala Lou thought about the times when her mother had looked at her and said, "Koala Lou, I do love you." And she longed for her to say it again. One night, Koala Lou had a splendid idea. Preparations had begun for the Bush Olympics. She would enter the Olympics. She would compete in the gum tree climbing event and she would win. And her mother would fling her arms around her neck and say again, "Koala Lou, I do love you." Koala Lou began her training right away. She jogged and puffed and lifted weights and panted. She hung from a branch with one claw at a time till she ached. She did push-ups till her stomach hurt, and last of all, she climbed the tallest tree that she could find over and over and over again. Sometimes her mother would watch her and ask, "How are you going, Blossom?" "Fine, just fine," Koala Lou would reply. At last, the day of the Bush Olympics arrived. Koala Claus had also entered the gum tree climbing, and everyone knew how fast she was. But Koala Lou wasn't scared. She saw her mother in the crowd and imagined her saying again, "Koala Lou, I do love you." Her heart filled with hope. It was Koala Claus who went first. Her climb was a record-breaking 22 meters in 70 seconds flat. That's just over 1 minute. The spectators whistled and cheered and wildly waved their holiday hats. "Can I do better than that?" thought Koala Lou. "I must." As she stepped towards the tree, a hush fell over the crowd. "On your mark," said the kookaburra. "Get set. Go." Koala Lou leapt up to the tree. Up and up and up she climbed, higher and higher and higher, faster and faster and faster, until there she was right at the very top. The spectators roared and clapped and stamped their feet. But she wasn't fast enough. In spite of all her training and all her hoping, it was Koala Claus who won the gum tree climbing. Koala Lou came second. Koala Lou went off and hid. She heard the shouts of the Bush Olympics and cried her heart out. She's so disappointed, and yet she did her best. When the first stars of evening appeared in the sky, Koala Lou crept home through the dark and up into the gum tree. Her mother was waiting for her. Before she could say a word, her mother had flung her arms around her neck and said, "Koala Lou, I do love you. I always have, and I always will." And she hugged her for a very long time. Sometimes we don't need to always tell someone that we love them. We just know. I was thinking about koalas, and koalas eat nothing but gum leaves. So I had a look and I found out that koalas eat a lot of gum leaves. They can eat up to 1 kilogram of gum leaves a day. And I thought, what does 1 kilo of gum leaves look like? So I went down to my garden and I collected, not gum leaves, they're actually mandarin leaves. Not quite. And I put them in this bag and I brought it upstairs and I weighed it. So that's a bag. That's a lot of leaves. Now I've got my scales here, and when I put them on, you can see that the scales in a moment will show 0. I'll put them on the ground. I think because I'm just using them, they've gone a bit strange. I'll put them on the scales. It's showing 0. I'll just tilt that down so you can see the scales. And when I put my leaves on the top, my bag, can you see what number there is? 264. 264. So if we calculate that, then a koala will eat probably four of these bags each day. That's a lot of gum leaves. No wonder he felt like ice cream for a change. I thought we might draw a koala. So to draw the koala, I'm using soy sauce, some little cotton balls, and I went down to my garden and I got some of this. It's a green leaf. It's called rocket. You can eat it as a salad. It's really delicious. It's quite peppery. I'm going to use this to paint. So first of all, I'm going to get my piece of paper and my marker, and I'm going to tip this down, and I'm going to draw my koala. Now, my koala is going to have a head. It's going to be a bit like this. He's going to look a bit like the drawing, and he's got 2 ears. I'm not very good at drawing koalas, but I do keep trying. Then he's got a sort of a big black nose, which I could colour in later. 2 eyes. I guess his mouth will be under his nose. And now I'm just going to draw his body. So I'm just going to make it a basic shape. Do you remember when we looked at the shapes the other day? This is sort of a rectangle, isn't it? And then this is his arm. Now, koalas actually have really strong claws for climbing up the trees, moving around on the trees so they can get lots and lots of gum leaves. So we could put some claws on him if we wanted to, make him nice and strong. There he is. And I think it's really important that we sort of do some gum leaves like this, so he's got something to eat. There we go, there's his gum leaves. Let's do a couple over here. Let's do another branch here, because he's got 4 bags of gum leaves to eat. That's a lot of gum leaves. All right, now to paint him, I can colour this in. I can only do him really quickly. Maybe you'll have more time to do yours. So there's his black nose. And to paint him, I'm going to get my soy sauce, and I'm going to get the cotton bud, the cotton ball. I'm just going to tip the soy sauce on him. I'm going to paint his tummy. Look, he's a lovely brown colour. It's sort of grey-brown in colour. You could use tea bags or coffee. Remember we used coffee once with toothpaste to do our emu? I'll do a little bit more. Let's draw his face, his ears. He's sort of coloured in. And then what I'm going to do for the eucalyptus leaves is I'm going to get my rocket, I'm going to crumple it up, squeeze it all up, and when I rub it, gives me a beautiful green colour for the leaves for him to eat. And that is my koala. Maybe you can draw a koala. I wonder what you will use to make the leaves green or the body brown. Have a lovely day. Be good, be kind, and I'll see you all again next time. Take care.